Miggity mic check 1 2 1 2. I am comedian James Money, and welcome to Hawaii Comedy with James Money. This is a random episode that just popped up. Sometimes you schedule people, to do podcasts at a certain time, but the person, is unable to make it. So, we all got schedules. So, decided to help a friend out and do a special podcast, on a day that I usually don't podcast. It's actually going to be more like this. There's a lot of comedians that, we got busy schedules, unable to do the podcast or be a guest on the podcast on Mondays or Thursday night. So we go, live whenever. And tonight is one of those nights. We got a special guest coming up. But today is not Valentine's, the day after Valentine's, February 15th. February 15th. That's the day of regret. The day of, oh my goodness, did I really do that last night? The day of walk of shame. Well, that would have been this morning. Well, it depends on what time you wake up. The day of, February 15th is the day of, oh man, should I have spent all that money on that person last night? It could also be, oh my goodness, I think I'm going to have a baby in 9 months. It could. February 15th is that day. It was like, oh no, man, I spent all that money on the 5-star meal, or is it Michelin star? I don't know. But I spent all that money on that meal, got all those flowers, those candies, the concert, the dancing. And then today is that day you go to work because you got to pay them bills because you spent money that you didn't have, to show how much I love this person. And that's not right, man. I mean, it's the only holiday or the only day where it matters how much you spend on the person. Unless you're like my daughter, who on the last episode is saying, it can be a pair of socks. So guess what she's getting for her birthday and Christmas? And I'm going to go all out. It's going to be Nike socks. So how about that? Brand name. It's not even going to be like cheap socks. It's going to be real. It's going to be a pack of 6. Or, if maybe I'm rolling in the dough, maybe a pack of 12. How about that? Maybe I give her 6 Nike, 6 Adidas. Who knows? She's finna get some socks. So those of you listening or watching and you're friends of Tyler, remember that she wants socks for her birthday and for Christmas. And if you want to be like special, make Nike. Be like, yeah, I'll hook you up, girl. I get you that Nike. It's funny because her boyfriend was watching the podcast and he was like, oh, I can't wait. He's going to get her some socks. Now that's love right there. When you care to send the very best socks. That's how you know you love somebody. You give them socks. All right, let's start the show.
Live from the middle of the Pacific Ocean, it's Hawaii Comedy with your host, James Money.
Island days, clear blue water, and mountain ranges, and dancing daughters. I can't get enough of these island days. Won't you take me back to Honolulu? Yeah, that surf is high and I am too. Sing songs all night long. I'm living these island days. Oh, they told me not to fall in love, but I just could not help myself. Oh, I missed my flight again. I was sleeping here with my new friend. Oh, yeah. Island days, clear blue water, and mountain ranges and beautiful daughters. Yeah, I can't get enough of these island days.
Yes, thank you, Tavana, for that amazing music. You guys love that song, Island Days? That's by Tavana. You can check him out at Tavana808.com. He's a multi-instrumentalist from Honolulu, Hawaii, who uses electronic drum triggers to lay down a variety of grooves with his feet while simultaneously playing guitar, banjo, lap steel, or ukulele, and singing soulful island-inspired rock and blues. You can check him out on YouTube. You can check him out on Spotify, wherever you can listen to music. He's got a bunch of albums out. I love it. Every time I listen to his songs, I'm like, man, I feel like I'm a cowboy. Like, let's do this. You guys like my shirt? Check it out. Beautiful golf shirt. Nice collared shirt. This is from Oahu Golf Apparel. They make hats, t-shirts, and golf accessories, and they're locally produced here in Hawaii. They offer fun, stylish, active wear on or off the golf course. Make Oahu Golf Apparel a part of your game. The reason why I love this shirt is it's comfortable and it's my size. This is a size 6XL. It's made for the big boys too. So if you guys, big guys out there looking for collared shirts that are comfortable, it's really light too and flexible. So I don't do yoga, but if I was to, I could do it in this shirt. I could be out in the sun, the wind will just blow right through it. It's nice and cool. I'm telling you, 6X, Oahu Golf Apparel. And you can, post on Instagram and be part of Team OGA. Use the hashtag Team OGA. Thank you, Oahu Golf Apparel, for my amazing shirts. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time. He's been waiting in the wings. Time to bring in our guest of honor today. We weren't able to connect last Monday? One day we couldn't connect, but I'm happy that he's able to make it today. Again, like I said, going to be making special pop-ins. Tomorrow I got another episode. Usually I go live Monday and Thursday, but I'm going to be doing today, and I'm doing tomorrow and Thursday. Who knows? We might have another one in Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Who knows? But ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome a very funny comedian. I'm very respectful of this guy, not because he served our country in the Marines, but he could also kill me. Out of all the comedians in our scene, I think Patrick is the only one that's trained to kill. So ladies and gentlemen, make some noise. Help me welcome Patrick Tyrrell, who's not going to kill us today, but
no, there'll be no killing today.
Cool.
Hey.
So he's a retired Marine, but as we all learn in movies and from Marines, once a Marine, always a Marine. So
that's right. And this says everybody can hear me. This is great.
Yeah. Well, your background looks way better than mine. We also have same lighting. How's that?
Wait, Costco.
Mine's Amazon.
Oh, Costco. Oh, yeah, mine's a Costco outside lighting. I'm outside in my backyard.
These are supposed to be for outside, but I use them inside because I like it. I think when
I'm supposed to be inside.
You're supposed to be?
I think so. I don't know.
You get kicked out, or?
Does anybody podcast outside? I was in the middle of cooking dinner, and I was like, "Oh no, there's 5 minutes left," and I had some Alfredo cooking, and I had my wife take over, so I ran out here.
So hopefully somebody's keeping an eye on the cooking, though, right?
The Alfredo's it's good. It's
Done?
good. It'll be it's under control.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, you just hey, I gotta go outside. Bye.
Yeah, you just can't leave Alfredo.
Yeah. It's gonna get all. It's not gonna look the same. The consistency is gonna get thicker until it burns.
Until it burns. Yeah. I'm being stared at from the inside. By the way, I love Tavana's music. I was jamming to that, and then your golf apparel, Oahu Golf Apparel. I just took up golf kind of seriously recently, so I think one of the guys I golfed with not too long ago had a beautiful shirt that was from Oahu Golf Apparel.
They do make some beautiful shirts.
Got to check them out.
Also,
I'm not a 6X though.
Well, you can get a 6X and then just cut it into like 5 shirts for yourself. So.
That's being thrifty.
You should go golfing with Tamua then. I mean, that dude.
I have golfed with Tamua.
Oh, you see, that dude is always golfing.
I've only golfed with him once, but
well, he says that's where the business is done. So he said I need to come out golfing. I was like, all right. I mean, that's cool and all, but I'd rather be indoors, away from the sun,
with the Amazon lights.
Folks. Yeah, with my Amazon lights and my college flag there. It's not my college; it's my daughter's college, but I represent. Right. Paid for it, so might as well show it off. But
you know what you should do. Right. Here's just talking about business because I golf and that's where the business happens. You should get your daughter some socks with their logo on them. How's that?
That's funny because Johnny Sparkles was on. He said maybe we can get her a sock sponsorship.
I didn't hear that. I started listening to the Sparkles episode. I will listen to it, but I didn't hear that part. But I think we're all.
Maybe I should talk to Oahu Golf Apparel and say, hey, you guys got any socks? Because this would be an amazing gift for my daughter. She just wants some socks, which is cool. Not too many people ask for something that simple. Nothing says I love you like warm feet. All right, so let's get into this. For the listeners and the watchers, I've done a lot of shows with Patrick. I was on when he first started, not necessarily like his first time, but when he was still new to the scene here in Hawaii. I don't even know where you're from originally. I mean,
you don't?
Safe to say that you're not from Hawaii
or Samoa.
Or Samoa, yeah. So where are you from originally?
Upstate New York, from Rochester, original.
No kidding.
We've talked about this. You played for Buffalo.
Yeah, man. I guess I forgot.
You did. That's okay. That's all right.
Yeah, and I think I mentioned RIT to you, right? That's
right.
Rochester. Yeah. Man, that's okay. So I thought that was somebody else. Now I know it's you. Okay, I've tied all the strings together.
That's okay.
All right.
I'll share a shirt with him if I can get a 6XL.
So this is actually, the weather here is just amazing for you because, I remember upstate New York would just always get that, whether it's lake effect snow or snow flurries or whatever. It was just the worst.
It is. Yeah. We should talk about weather the whole time, I think.
Yeah.
We should just keep talking about weather.
Well, I'm trying to tell people here in Hawaii that you guys are lucky. You know, when people say, like 60 degrees, and they're like, "Oh my goodness, it's so cold." I'm like, "Settle down now. Just go inside. You'll be all right."
Wendy, my wife, wouldn't have Rochester weather. She's cold here in Hawaii, so.
Well, if you don't mind me saying, Wendy, she's from Australia, so.
She is from the outback.
Do they have winters down there?
Yes, it's opposite of our. Their winter is our summer.
Right. So I know, I know New Zealand gets, like, I've seen pictures of New Zealand with snow. I've never seen Australia with snow.
I don't think I've seen snow there, but it gets cold. When we go visit her parents, it's cold. It gets cold enough.
Cold enough for the Aussies.
Yeah, cold enough for me when I come back to Hawaii.
Yeah, see, I actually have a friend who, his son is graduating from Aya High School this year. He just played his last high school basketball game. He's actually going into the professional leagues in Australia. And it's, I'm telling him, like, hey, man, be careful because, everything there can kill you. I mean, like
that's right.
Ants, so many insects there that, it's dangerous. But I did warn him in a good way that the women of Australia are quite beautiful, and that they're, And there is obesity is not an issue down there because Australia, a lot of people are active, right? Outdoors
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Man. So
Like
and
Hawaii.
that's yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Maybe we hang out different parts of Hawaii. I don't know.
Well, your outdoor lights are indoors. I don't know what that means, but
Yeah. See. I'm here in my cave, and then so did you guys meet while you were in the Marines? Is that
we met
you
here.
were abroad?
Yeah. I was in the Marines. She was a teacher, and then we met here at Shorebirds back in
wow.
1998, 7 or 8. I can't remember.
Oh, cool. How long were you in the Marines?
20 years.
20 years you served,
Yeah.
and then you retired.
Yep.
And the reason I bring that up because I do respect, and appreciate people that serve our country in the armed forces. My dad was in the Army, uncles, cousins, tons of family that majority are in the Army. Some are in the Navy. I think there's like 1 or 2 that went to the Marines, but those 2 are pretty much the toughest ones out of everybody else. So, kind of goes to it's like maybe it's the training or.
But I think it's just the prestige. I agree, and I'm not tougher. I'm not tougher than most people. But the thing is, I think with the Marines, it might not be tougher, but before you join, you think it's tougher. So that in itself makes you a little bit crazy, right? Because it might not be as tough. And I have nothing to compare it to because I've never been to the Army or Navy or whatever. So I have nothing to compare it to. But I just hearing right after Full Metal Jacket is kind of once I saw that is kind of when I went in, and I kind of and I was like, oh, I'm okay with that. Which is there's something wrong.
And then I guess that matches with your mind as a comedian too, where there's something wrong here. Yeah, I guess I'll be all right doing it. But what I mean with tougher, it's not like they could get into a fight and win the fight. It's that they can endure more. Like from the family members and friends that I'm comparing to. Like you say, you can't compare because you were just a Marine. But I noticed that Marines can endure more and won't complain about it. It's just part of what we do, and we just got to keep going, kind of.
Yeah, and I think that kind of makes you tougher, I guess, too.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever. It's all good. Thank you. I appreciate you and your kind words about Marines. Yeah. I love them. They're a bunch of weirdo dudes, but you get a bunch of them together.
I love weirdos.
Yeah. You get a bunch of them together.
We're just like comedians. I mean, there's weirdos, the comedians, they just go together. And I remember, I forget what year it was, but we did the Wounded Warriors show, and then Graham Elwood was the headliner for that show, and that was cool. That Graham Elwood, when he did that, he did a lot of shows. I don't know if it's a lot, but he has a documentary out where he went to Afghanistan and performed for the troops there. But that was something.
That was 2012.
2012. Okay, yeah, at Hawaiian Brian's, and that was an awesome show. It was really good to give back, and because I never served, so it's always something to me. And then I talked about it on the episode with Graham Elwood, where if that came about where I could perform for the troops, and you've, as a promoter, have done shows on bases and was geared towards the troops. And yeah, anytime you asked, I was like, oh yeah, for sure. I'd love to do it. And unfortunately with the pandemic.
I wish we could do that. Last year we did it. We had some guys come out, the Veterans of Comedy, for the last festival, and we did shows on bases. But this year we can't do that for the festival. So we have military appreciation show, which with a military ID you can get in free. That's I think it's the best that we can do at this time. But
yeah, with the time that we're going through with the pandemic, it has stalled a lot of things. So going forward to, you've been doing stand-up comedy. Shoot. So like you said, that was 2012 that we did the that show, the Wounded Warrior show.
Yeah.
How long before that were you doing comedy?
I was kind of new at that time. I think I don't remember what month we started. We did that, but I think I started in 2012. I think I started. Oh, wait a minute. This is my actually. This could be my anniversary.
February?
Yeah. Today may be my anniversary. Somewhere around now is when I started doing comedy in 2012, I think.
So you did Valentine's with the wife, and then you went and did comedy. It's like, yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Well, I saw Think Fast perform right around Valentine's Day. There was like a Valentine's Day show, and I saw them perform, and then I was like, this comedy thing is interesting. Let me and they told me that they were going to do a show somewhere else, and it was an open mic, and I went and checked that out. And then from that show where Michael C. Hall was promoting, from that show I asked him if I could do a spot, and he was like, yeah, sure. So that's when I started doing it.
Michael C. Hall, that's a name from the past, and who's going to be my guest in the next episode. So
I know
that bring it up.
Yeah.
So, that's cool. I guess that would be like about 10-year, could be 10-year or 11-year anniversary. If the
it would be 10, right? It would be 10 years.
Yeah. Hey, happy anniversary!
Thank you. Who knew? I'm gonna. Cool. Is it okay to drink on your show?
Oh yeah. I mean, I had a shot the last time, and I didn't drink for a long time, like maybe about a year, and then had a shot of Glenlivet 12-year,
nice.
which
wow
would be 14-year because I had that bottle for 2 years. So
okay, is that your sponsor too? Because
I wish.
Yeah, sign me up.
If anybody out there, where we could send a bottle to every guest that I have on.
I love it.
But it hit pretty hard because I haven't had a shot of anything for a long time. I've had a beer here and there, but shots are different, and especially when we go to comedy. And you as a promoter, I used to promote. I didn't like the comedians to come in high or drunk, so my rule was always no drinking till after your set.
That's a great rule.
Some of them get upset because they're like, "Oh, this is my process." I'm like, "Well, I'm hiring you. I'm paying you. So basically, I'm hiring you to perform. So if I'm hiring you, I'm not hiring somebody to go up there and, just blab for 10 minutes, incoherently and drunk or high,
I can't say I've never performed after a couple too many, but I remember when I found out what a martini was. I at Indigo's. I remember I didn't know what a martini was, and then I had like 4 of them, and then I went up there and performed. And I remember thinking to myself, "Wow, I can't even make a sentence right now. This is ridiculous."
That must have been some strong martinis.
It's all alcohol. I didn't know it was all alcohol, but I had 4 of them. And it was bad.
Is it? I didn't know that.
It's right. It was all alcohol, but they were delicious. So
they don't look like it's tough or strong. So it's
it's a little tiny wimpy glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So those of you that don't know, Patrick does the Square Barrels comedy show, which is it every Saturday night?
Yes, James Money. It is every Saturday night. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, it used to be every Thursday night, but we changed since the COVID thing. We changed to Saturdays for the good of everybody. So
Yeah, and it's so a lot of comics that come through there. It's I like it because of the size.
yeah,
Where it's intimate. It's the size of a comedy room. That's how it should be shaped. It's a square. The ceilings aren't that high. Everybody is right there with you. I know Tumua loves to pop up over there a lot. So
yeah.
for those of you out there, you never know, but he pops up there because he doesn't just show up at the Blaisdell and just does an hour. He practices in places.
That's right.
And I know this is one of his favorite places to practice. He's
And
always
he's just got to pop in because he does shows at the Blaisdell, so we can't say Tamua's coming, but sometimes he comes.
yeah. Because in advertising and marketing, he's not allowed to promote where he's going.
That's
but
right.
I'm not promoting it. I'm just saying, I mean,
Right.
I performed it this past Saturday, and then it's like,
That's right.
hey, there's Tumua again.
That was such a fun show.
Yeah, it was great.
It's one of my favorite
Nico
shows.
hosted. Cool.
Yeah.
And then Martha, and it's funny because
Marta.
nobody tries to say her last name though. So
Yeah.
see, even you were thinking, oh yeah, nobody does.
Morteon, Morteon. I know how to spell it.
Yeah, but we don't say it out of respect for her family because we don't want to murder their names, So,
Well, what about your last name, James? Nobody says your name correctly.
Yeah, but then it became like a goal to me, like to become popular or famous enough where people know it. It's like, oh yeah, that's Mane. When they see Maine
There you
somewhere,
go.
and they go, hey, that's Mane, and they go, no, it's Maine, and be like, yes, that's what I got into this business for. Because the first time I ever got up on stage, they introduced me as James Maine. I was about to walk out of there. I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I can't do it. I'm scared. And then he said James Maine. I was like, oh, I guess I got to go correct him, and pulled me up on stage. And
Nice.
well, all right. And then so there's every Saturday, if you guys are looking for comedy, Square Barrels. It's in downtown, the business district. Go find it. The parking is cheap. Because it's Saturday now, you can actually park on the street, which is what I did.
Yeah.
Usually I park upstairs, and it's only like $2 or something. It's
For
pretty
parking,
cheap.
not the show. The parking.
For parking,
$2 validated.
for parking.
Yeah. Bishop
But the
Square
show
parking.
is awesome. Bishop Square. There you go.
Yeah.
So I like that I was able to park on the street because, me and
And the show's only $10.
yeah, it's not even that much.
It's not
And you
even
get
a
quality show.
It's not even like a big meal or a Big Mac meal. Costs more than that, I think.
Well, if you get large size and stuff, don't ask me how I know. I'm just saying. But coming up, you have the Aloha Comedy Festival Part 2.
That's
and
right.
That starts in 2 weeks, right?
Next week.
Yeah, because
It's next week. Yeah,
my calendar.
it's next
So this
week.
is the 15th.
Yeah, it's next week. 24th, 25th, 26th. I know next week sounds scary, but it's next week.
Oh yeah, it is next week.
It is.
Oh, you know why? Because I'm looking at my phone, and because it shows 5 weeks. February only has 4 weeks this month.
It does. It does.
So it threw me off. So next week, ladies and gentlemen, the Aloha Comedy Festival, Part 2.
Part 2, 2022.
A majority of shows are in Chinatown, correct?
The majority of the shows are in Chinatown. Is Hawaii Theater considered Chinatown?
See, that's where because even I mentioned Square Barrels. I said it's in the business district.
That's downtown.
So I'm not sure what the boundaries is because I think the backside of Hawaii Theater would be considered Chinatown.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
So the old Indigo entrance.
Or Sin.
That faces China. That's Nuuanu, I think. So it faces Chinatown. But if you go around the block to the other side where they have the little pond.
Yeah.
I don't think that's Chinatown anymore.
So it's
So
right
I
on
don't
the
think
cusp.
Hawaii Theater. Yeah, so I think Hawaii
On the
Theater is
cusp.
just outside of Chinatown.
But the thing is, it's from one show to the other shows. So we have 6 venues, including the Hawaii Theater. There's only one show there, but there's 6 venues, including Hawaii Theater. Everything's within 6-minute walk.
Yes.
It's all super
some are
close.
like next door. Some are next door and across the street, right?
Yeah, the next door is actually next door.
Yeah.
And the other side is actually on the other side of next door.
So this is, what is that? Sounds like that Netflix show.
Yeah, a lot of wordplay on our venues. And Manifest,
kind of like,
I don't know what that means. Yeah.
So it's basically a majority of the shows are on Hotel Street. So those of you who want to go check out the Aloha Festival, Comedy Festival, it's next weekend, a bunch of shows, all walking distance of each other. And do you still have the VIP passes still available?
We still have some. So there was 30 of them. We still have some left. Here's the thing about the VIP passes is they will get you. So the Paulo Gata show at the Hawaii Theater, he's headlining. That is under the Aloha Comedy Festival umbrella, but you have to purchase tickets for that at the Hawaii Theater. But the VIP passes came out before that, and I said, hey, you can go to all the shows under the Aloha Comedy Festival umbrella. So those are only $50. So if you get a VIP pass, you can see all the shows that you want to, all 3 days. There's 25 shows, including Paulo Gata's show. And you can see all those with that lanyard. And can I mention what sponsors?
Oh, for sure. Everything you want to do.
Awesome. So Wet and Wild is also sponsoring us. So all the comedians and the lanyard holders with the VIP All Access can go to Wet and Wild on Sunday. And
that's cool.
for free using the lanyard. So that's like $50 all on its own. So that's pretty awesome.
I mean, you can even take kids, to the Wet and Wild. I mean,
yeah.
Even if you just paid for your kids and you had to pass for yourself, but going to all these comedy shows, do you know about how many comedy shows roughly?
Oh, I do. There's 25.
25. Okay, so some overlap, but still for $50. So as Patrick mentioned earlier, $10 for one show at Square Barrels. But you have 25 shows, right?
25 shows.
$50.
I did that on purpose, James. Because I don't want people to see all the shows. I want people to 25 shows is too much. There's no way anybody wants to see 25 shows over 3 days. But you get to pick and choose which shows, and hopefully you get to see all the comedians. We have one of our comedians just won a national headlining competition.
Nice.
He's going to be out there as one of the features. We have amazing comedians. Some of them I can't promote that are local here. You're coming out. Just an amazing bunch of comedians that are going to be out there, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and then so I know a lot of these comedians that are going to be in these shows, and you can take my word for it. Funny people.
Funny people. Of
course, comedy is subjective, but when you have 25 shows to choose from, I mean, even if so like, let's say you do a regular show at Square Barrels on Saturday, a regular Saturday, $10, and then you go to 5 of them, that's $50. There's 25 shows that you can possibly go to. 10, because it's the whole weekend. Does it start Thursday or Friday?
Thursday.
It starts Thursday.
Thursday goes to Saturday. So we're doing something new this year, which was suggested by one of the people on my staff that are volunteering to help. Saturday night, at the end of the festival, we're doing a best of the fest.
Oh,
So,
I seen that.
and I know you're not going to be here. You're going to be performing on Maui, but we're going to do a best of the fest, which is, we're going to hear who did the best in the festival, and we're going to have them extra featured. I don't know how do you say that as a promoter, but they're going to be all performing at the same venue at the last show of the festival, which is going to be a lot of fun. If you buy individual tickets, that's a $20 show. But you can buy also, we have bracelets. If you just want to go one day, we have bracelets that you can buy. They're on the alohacomedyfestival.com website. You can buy the bracelets and you can see all those shows, and it's only $20. It's stupid cheap.
Yeah. And then again, if you went to 2 shows that one day, that's the price of a regular 2 show,
Yeah.
But if you end up going to 3, you made out. But the cool thing about this Best of the Fest that you're making is it kind of challenges the comedians from Thursday through Saturday to do really well so that they can be put into that Best of the Fest Saturday night show. And imagine if you had so if you just bought your wristband for Friday, then you got to buy, for that one show on Saturday. So if you just get the VIP pass, you're set for the whole weekend, and you get to go to Wet n Wild. And the cool thing about that, you get to talk to the comedians outside of a comedy venue.
Yeah, and anybody who's out there also, if you want to talk to the comedians for whatever reason, on Thursday at 3:00, and James, of course, I hope you come out to that too. At Deck at Queen Kapiolani, we're gonna have a little meet and greet, have a drink, get to know each other before the festival starts. Just real quick, but that'll be a lot of fun. If anybody wants to come out there and chat to the comedians, before they buy tickets, whatever, come on out. We'll have a reserved space. It'll be fun.
That's a good idea. So what day was that again? At what time?
That's Thursday at 3:00 at Deck.
Thursday at 3:00. Okay. And that's at Queen Kapiolani on by their pool?
You're right. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So Thursday night. I should make it out there. Because I actually podcast that day, but early, because the person I'm interviewing that day is in the mainland. So I podcast early. And then I'll keep mentioning it on that episode. And then I'll see you there. That's a great idea. So it's kind of like a sample. You meet the comedians that are going to be performing, and then you go, okay, yeah, I'm going to get me either a wristband or the VIP. But I would go for the VIP because it's worth the value, all the shows you get to see, plus the Wet n Wild.
Yeah.
You can see comedians outside of the comedy venue, and let me tell you, some of them just stay on all the time. They entertain no matter what, so it's gonna be a blast, And you might find a comedian you really like and be a fan of, and then you get to hang out with them at Wet n Wild.
It's so great for the comedians too, because networking for comedians is super important, and living in Hawaii is a great place to network because comedians are always traveling to come here, and they want to come here, and you get to know them. Of course, James knows this because he's opened up for everybody that's come out here. But are you sure you're not you don't golf because your business acroments are you're right there.
See, Tumua says golf. I say you got to go find him at the restaurant. So
there you go.
Yeah. Usually I'm really lean, but because of business, man, I eat a lot now. So I gotta maybe cut back on the business and just stick to
the things you do for comedy.
I know, but I always say, a fat guy is a lot funnier than a thin guy. So
is that what you say?
That's what I say. And true, not true. Maybe it's for me. Then all my fat jokes, I'm gonna have to rearrange that.
Yeah, that's disappointing because I'm thin.
Yeah. what I wanted to ask you was, because you and I were both at the Maui Comedy Festival years ago,
Yeah.
and got to see, I guess, the workings and behind the scenes, and got to meet comedians. Like Nate Bargatze and
Yeah.
Tig Notaro. So it is,
And
Was there
that's why we brought
Last year?
Mark Norman. That's why we
Mark
brought
Norman?
Mark Norman out for the last festivals, because
yeah.
and that's why I brought out Kyle Kinane, because I fell in love
You
with a
met
lot of
them
comedians out there.
So, like, were you inspired when you got to see, behind the curtain or behind the scenes, like, oh, this is something that you wanted to try when make a festival for Oahu, which this is really the only stand-up comedy festival in the state.
It is.
There is no other, and I don't know if they're doing too many.
There's not to take away from, but there's a Wahine festival, a Wahine comedy festival. I think that I've heard of. I'm not sure it's the same type thing, but I've heard the name. I don't want to take away from them. There is something called the Wahine Comedy Festival, but I don't know if it's the same scale as ours is on.
Yeah, I don't see it as like a few days with a bunch of shows at the same time. To me, that's what I consider a festival. And like again, like you said, not stepping on or pushing aside that festival, but yeah. So like when you were there, like because myself too, when things I saw, like when Kyle Kinane destroyed at the Hard Rock Cafe in Maui. Talking about that country singer.
Toby Keith.
Toby Keith.
Toby Keith.
His
Toby Keith.
That he restaurant. I love country something.
Toby Keith's. I love this bar and grill.
Yeah, and so Kyle Kinane's joke was dissing that name of that bar, not knowing that Toby Keith was in there.
No, he knew.
Well, they told him after, right? Or while he was performing,
he
right?
Was like, he knew that he was there, so he got to do that joke in front of him, and he was super happy about it. I don't know how I remember that, because I was drunk the whole time I was there.
But the crowd just blew up because the crowd didn't know he was there until Kyle pointed him out, and then it just blew up.
I was standing right next to him.
That's crazy. And then I'm standing next to Nate Bargatze, who was going next. And I was like, how are you going to follow that? Which he did. He's such a pro, which he told me, he said, so what you do is, you kind of bring the crowd back down to your level, which is what he did, where he hardly talked for like the first 2 minutes and the crowd settled. And then he started doing his thing. And the crowd, he destroyed that room too. Yeah. It was just the most amazing thing. Like, I think out of people from Oahu, as far as the comics, I think you and I were the only ones who were witnessing this, and how amazing, because like then Tig Notaro goes up, and then it's like, holy crap, we got to see people like was it Aisha Tyler and
crazy lineup. Craig Robinson was there, Reggie Watts.
Oh yes, Reggie, that's right.
He just canceled the show here. He was supposed to be here. I love that. I mean, that was a different level than I'm at with this, but hopefully one day we'll get to that level. I mean, that's what I'd like to achieve, but that only happened once. There was only one Maui Comedy Festival, because I don't know if, I mean, just the names we listed off is a great lineup. And then there was Craig Ferguson and Craig Robinson and Hannibal Buress. Was Hannibal Buress there? Hannibal Buress was there. And he was there, right?
Oh, what is
Hannibal Buress? I think he was.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of that old guy. Shucks.
The white guy.
Sparkles mentioned him.
Popilio or Popolo or
It's definitely not Popolo. It was, but he's like real, like in your face.
Yeah.
Um,
I know. I can picture his face, but
it's POP or something like that. I can't.
yeah.
I can't. It bugs me that. Is it not Greg? Well, Greg Proops was there also.
Greg Proops was there. Yeah, it was cool because the VIP pass there, you got to sit in the back with the comedians and all that stuff, and they had a lot of good swag, but it was also like $400. So,
yeah,
it was $400. And I don't know if you know this, we probably talked about it, but I was going to go by myself and just enjoy the comedy show and just stay up near the comedy festival. But I ended up staying Ted Anderson, who's one of our comedians that's coming. Yeah. I stayed with him in Lahaina. No. The festival was in Lahaina. I stayed with him in Kihei. Kihei. And my wife wanted to tour around Maui. So she would wake me up at like 6 o'clock in the morning and we'd tour around Maui. We'd drive around Maui and then I'd drop them off in Kihei and then drive to the festival and then drive back home and wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and drive around Maui and then drive to the festival. It was ridiculous. It was fun. I mean, honey, it was fun. Lots of fun. Yeah.
Todd Glass, Eddie Pepitone.
Eddie Pepitone. Did you look that up?
Yeah. That website is still up, so I every now and then go back.
Yes, it is.
Oh, and also right on cue, Johnny Sparkles jumps in with Eddie Pepitone. Yes. So Eddie Pepitone, like he's really rough and he yells at the crowd, but funny. And goes after people. And then I walk with him from the venue back to that pizza bar that we were all at. You know, the comedians would all be at, and that's where they hosted, and you can eat and get drinks there. And walk back to him. He's the sweetest person alive. He was so nice. It's so funny because he turned into like your grandpa. Like he goes up on stage and he's like, "Hey, you fucking asshole!" And he's just going after you stupid. He's just going at it. Everybody's laughing. And then he gets off the stage. He goes, "Hey, you walking back?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, let's go walk together then." So we're walking, and he's just like, I saw these nice things over here. I wanted to buy. They're like really nice souvenirs, and I wanted to get them for my family back home. And maybe you think I should get it now? Maybe you should wait till later. Oh, I don't fly out. And it's like talking to a regular old guy.
But he's in Hawaii though. He might still be angry where he's from. He might be from like New York.
Yeah, maybe Hawaii streets kind of mellowed him out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just the sweetest, and that's what I always remember. I still tweet him every now and then. But
oh, really?
Yeah. So some of them actually still keep in touch.
And Kevin Shea was there also. We brought him out.
Yep.
He just did the Blue Note not too long ago.
Yeah. So Kevin Shea I met there at the festival.
Yeah, you guys did the prison, right? You did the prison.
It was Kevin, me, Ron Jassal, and Gina LaForge. Yeah. And that's where I met the Maui the Maui cookie lady, her husband. And we were talking because of course I'm gonna stay by the cookies. So
okay.
And so that's how I keep in touch with her too, because she's like, "Oh yeah, you were hanging out with my husband," and I was like, "Oh," so yeah, the Maui cookie lady was, because they gave some things in that swag bag, and it was like, "Oh, these cookies are gigantic," and this was before The Rock and Ludacris and all these NBA players started getting cookies from her, and she was pretty much just cooking out of her house.
Okay,
yeah,
nice.
It was such a cool time.
You were the first celebrity.
Celebrity? I don't know about celebrity.
You did the Maui Comedy Festival.
Yeah. Oh, I got lucky. I think I get lucky a lot of times. And for our group, our Hawaii Comedians group on Facebook, and I tell, it goes in one ear out the other. Someone just goes right over their head. Being nice goes a long way. And then somebody vouches for you.
Yeah.
And that's how
That-
that's how I got
And you
in.
are. You're the nicest guy in the whole world. I'm glad we're friends.
Well, I'm a sucker for a Marine. What can you say?
Yeah. You know who doesn't like you? That other promoter, Jose. He doesn't like you at all. He hates you.
I heard that somewhere. Well, we'll see, because maybe it's Michael C. Hall. I'll talk to him tomorrow and see how he feels about me.
Oh yeah.
He's
Yeah.
not.
Well,
He's not here promoting so much anymore.
speaking of swag bags,
so,
I heard we get shirts and socks for this show. So
boom.
yeah, take one of those golf shirts. One of those golf shirts. Where are they, by the way, James? Where can I find those?
Oahu Golf Apparel. You can get them on oahugolfapparel.com. Yeah.
Okay, it's online only. Do they have a brick and mortar? Or?
No, I think everything is online.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the way to get to them. I obviously, it's because they're sponsors, so I get them shipped to me. So I'm assuming that's where. I didn't see any. I'm gonna have to go look up their website and see how to get these, if there is a store.
Okay. That's the guy I golf with too. Guy I golf with had a beautiful shirt from those guys.
Yeah. They also make it. Their hats are really cool too. They have some new things, new designs coming out that, they're sponsors, but I kind of don't want to be like, hey, can I have this, and this, please?
Yeah.
But their new stuff that's coming out, I want it. The new stuff that they got coming out, I do want it. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys get sponsors so that the festival gets bigger.
We have sponsors. Can I mention my sponsors?
Please do.
Yeah, we have from Maui. We have Venture.
Wait, say that again. Wait. Start again. You cut out for a second.
Oh, okay. From Maui, we have Venture Physical Therapy. We have Debt Free Hawaii. We have Island Pet Movers. Queen Kapiolani Hotel. If you guys are off island listening to this and you want to jump on a plane and come to the festival, just hit me up, and I will direct you to get discounts at Queen Kapiolani Hotel for the festival. I don't want to forget anybody, James.
Wet and Wild?
Wet and Wild. I already mentioned Wet and Wild. I don't want to double up on, because then I got to double up on everybody. So now I owe all the other sponsors. Shoots. I think
some of the venues.
I think we're good, and then the venues. The venues are awesome too, and let us do those. The venues are Bourbon Street. It's on Alakea, and that supposedly has amazing food. That's where our free military show on Friday at 8:30 is going to be. So if you're military, free with an ID, you can go on the website or go to Eventbrite. That's where all the ticket sales are. My tickets aren't on the Aloha Comedy Festival yet because I'm waiting for some graphics to come in, but they'll be coming along shortly. So there's Square Barrels, Manifest, The Other Side Diner, Next Door, and the Hawaii Theater.
Yeah.
So that's all of them. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hope I didn't forget anybody.
And those of you that really love stand-up comedy or want to support local comedians, go to these shows. I was talking to Ryan Stout about it, and it's not about you going to check out talent. It's you going to support the scene, and also support the talent. It's as comedians go. It's if there is no crowd, then it's a rough time. But being there, showing up, not heckling, that'd be great. For $50 and there's 25 shows. Even if you went to a show a day, I mean, it's still comes out, because then you also have the meet and greet Thursday at 3:00 at Queen Kapilani Hotel, and then the Wet and Wild event Sunday. So it's a lot. Just just these VIP passes. I'd get the VIP pass. So
it's priced to go. It's priced to go.
Yeah.
I can't make it any cheaper. It's ridiculously inexpensive for a night out for Hawaii. I don't know how I want to like take a sign and walk down Waikiki. There we go. That's the right angle. I want to walk down Waikiki with a sign. Just I think if you don't go, you're missing out. That's what I wanted to price it. So if you don't go, you're missing out. And it's I know some people have issues with the COVID still. I mean, we were at 200 something today, which is fantastic. It's a lot lower than it was. And I understand that. And if that's the reason why you're not going to go, I totally understand that. Safety first. But if it's the price, send me a text. If the price is bothering you and you can't afford that, send me a text. I'll give you free tickets. I swear. I just want people. I want people to have a good time. I want people to come support, like you said. And I want to make this bigger so that we can bring bigger people, and we can have, a couple years from now, we can have all the comedians wanting to come here. How great would that be if we had the Maui Comedy Festival type talent over here in a couple years because everybody wants to come?
And it's awesome. Possible. I mean, and it's possible for the part 3, the Aloha Comedy Festival part 3,
sure it is.
By then traveling should be wide open. And then people will be coming here just to be here, and all of a sudden, hey, there's this comedy festival. Let's go check it out. So it's also a great way to get your company business name out. So there's people that are reaching out to me about doing mentions on the podcast, live show. I mean, everybody's paying attention to everything that person with the microphone is saying on stage.
For sure.
You get an MC come up and say, "Oh, we want to say thank you to, yada 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 for making this possible," and then you support that business. So, guys, go to AlohaComedyFestival.com. Reach out to Patrick Tyrrell, Tyrrell on Facebook. DM him on Facebook. I remember because it's a double R and double L.
Double R, double L. Yep.
Yeah. And then also it's if you want to reach out to him on Instagram, you go by the other one, the Friends of.
Oh yeah, there's Patrick Tyrrell 25. There's Friends of Comedy Squared. There's the Aloha Comedy Festival. All those.
Yeah, because if you look up,
lots of flavors.
If you Google Patrick Tyrrell, you're not going to get the comedian. You're going to get a guy that used to work with Abraham Lincoln. I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't. But I know I was also a race car driver. I think is one of the most famous Patrick Tyrrells.
Look at that. See, it's your name. It's
yeah. I'm in there somewhere
Patrick
though.
D. Tyrrell.
Yeah.
Well, you'd have to add comedy or comedian. Yeah.
I'm not bringing the D, so.
Yeah. So this guy is was a United States Secret Service.
Oh yeah, Chicago.
So it's basically the people named Patrick Tyrrell. Something about them that wants to protect Americans
or kill people,
and also. Yeah. Well,
on stage.
Show them a good time.
On stage.
Yeah. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Destroying the house as he
That's
will.
right.
But yeah, man, appreciate it. Is there anything else you want to get out to the people before I let you go?
No. The big thing is thank you for having me, James. You're awesome, and I think this is the first podcast I've been on. I've been envious of all your podcasting and have never been on it. So I love you, and as a friend and as a comedian, and I hope you all the success in the world. And we'll see you at the festival. Can I say that you're going to the festival? I can say that, right?
I
Know you?
hope so. I mean, yeah.
Your people aren't going to
I
get
tell
mad at me.
people, no, people. I'm in charge of me. But I will be at the comedy festival, so
Okay,
be
great.
there. And then, bring as many people as you can, man. It'll be a good time. You're going to see a lot of up and coming local comics. Like even guys from off island will be there, so you get to see a mixture of it. Normally at the regular shows that we have going, all over every week, you'll see the local underground comics. But at this festival, you'll see mixed in, comics that have traveled to be here. So this is a good time to go check out next weekend.
It's going to be great. AlohaComedyFestival.com.
If you do anything, go to the meet and greet. Go to the meet and greet, meet the comics. You're gonna see. Oh yeah.
We'll win you over. We'll carry you on our shoulders.
Yeah. If I'm there, I will.
Festival. Well, we can't do it together because that'll be like somebody would be askew. Yeah.
Or definitely nobody will be carrying me, but
that's
maybe get a bunch of comics.
Probably not.
So Patrick, I always respected you as first when I met you, it was just he's a Marine. Of course, right off the bat, serve your country, respect. But then he got to know you as a person, and you're straight up. You don't candy coat, which I respect, and that's, I think, is a New York thing. You be honest with somebody if you like or don't like them. You get more respect from me. You're also a stand-up guy, not the comedy, but you don't have to candy coat anything. You tell it exactly like it is. Your comedy, your play with words, and how you and it's funny because sometimes it's kind of like it's kind of like hokey, like the joke is
hey, we don't need to say hokey.
No, but then that's your commitment to it, and that's what builds as the next joke, and then the next joke, and it's like, man, a commitment on this guy.
That's what
gets me. That's what gets me. But the thing that made me respect and love you was you as a dad, and I hope you don't mind I bring this up. So Princess Haley, all of our angels, angel of all of us here in Hawaii comedy, I feel, it's her strength, her courage, and the one thing that always it hit me when Wendy, your wife, was telling the story about finding, I think it was like something she had made, like a letter or something, or, and then you did, and then sorry to bring this up, but Haley's no longer with us, but I think it was like a year or two after, and Wendy found it. That destroyed me, because that's like, wow, she's speaking from, like when you see it, it's like, oh my goodness, this, and I think Haley is either a year younger or a year older than my daughter Tyla.
She'd be 18. She'd be 19 in October.
Oh, my daughter be 19 in August, so they're about the same age.
About the same age,
so,
yeah.
When you guys were going through this, it made me a better father, because it made me look at my daughter and say, I'm blessed, I'm lucky, and so
you are.
The bond, yes,
yeah.
And the bond that me and my daughter have, that people always talk about, it was, of course, I love my daughter, we all love our kids,
Sure.
but then that with Princess Haley and our angel, and so it's like, it hit me a certain way to make me a better father. So that's great. I'm grateful. Yeah, forever grateful.
That's great.
So my daughter might not
on
really
that note,
know it.
If I could.
No, go ahead.
On that note, we're doing so Haley passed away from a brain tumor. Every year we shave our heads, and we do March 12th at Square Barrels, our normal Saturday show. We're doing a fundraiser, which is called the Cancer's Not Funny Comedy Show. So that'll be March 12th at Square Barrels. So if you anybody out there wants to check that out or come and donate or whatever, it's a good time.
If there's room for me, man, I'll be there.
You just booked yourself, buddy.
Cool.
March 12th.
Do I got to shave my head too? Or?
Nope. You don't have to do anything.
Okay. All right.
You don't have to do anything.
Right, but if I did, you guys let me know. So whatever it is.
Yeah.
And
you can, for sure.
Okay. Yeah. Well, if that's part of this event.
No, we're not doing it there. It's raising money for St. Paul Drix. St. Paul Drix is April 24th, and that'll be at Dave and Buster's.
Oh, okay.
But,
all right. Cool. We'll get together and then we'll promote the hell out of this.
Sounds great, buddy.
Cool. So folks, don't forget, go to alohacomedyfestival.com, hit up Patrick on his social media and see if you can get your hands on these VIPs before they run out.
They go away. Yeah. There's only a few left. So, all right, James.
Cool. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Go enjoy your dinner. It's weird because I had spaghetti and meat sauce earlier, and now you're having Alfredo. So it's Italian night in the Mane and Tyrrell households. All right. Thanks a lot, man, for being on the podcast. Right. Really appreciate it. You take care.
All right. Aloha.
And that's Patrick Tyrrell, folks. Go ahead and hit up AlohaComedyFestival.com. Find him on social media. He's doing a lot of things with comedy here on Oahu. Really appreciate that guy. Hopefully you guys can make it to the festival because I'll be there. So that meet and greet, let's see if we can meet up. So if you guys you want to meet up because the COVID numbers are going down, man. The case numbers are going down. Let's meet up. Kevin, nice yard. Huh? Yep, that was a nice yard. He's a retired Marine, but I do know him and his son work hard on their yard, so it's not like he rolled into their house and it was just done up, but they do work hard on that. Hey, I appreciate you guys checking out the podcast. Come back tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow I'm doing another episode. It's almost like an episode every week. I'm busy. Every week, every day. I'm busy like that, and that's cool. Should be busy like that. Doing the podcast thing, trying to make it happen. I really appreciate you guys. Following along and being part of this podcast that I started in January and trying to grow. It is happening. People are paying attention, and it's because you guys keep tuning in. Thank you guys. So check it out tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be 6:00. So 6 p.m. tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. We have a different guest all the way from Oklahoma, Michael C. Hall. Not Dexter, actor, but Michael C. Hall, the comedian who used to live here in Hawaii. All right, so looks like I got some dessert downstairs waiting for me. So you know what that means. I'm out.
Well, I be feeling it, the rhythm in my bones, the rhythm in my bones.
to try to never deal with strife. Intensify the gleaming in my eye. The Pakalolo, it be lifting me up high. I'm